Welcome to JV Trio Podcast, Season 10, Episode 11. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.,
Chris, the out of the league Woodmassey,
Mark, the Ancillary Merchant.
and tonight we've got a lot to cover. A lot happened last week. It was a fun week, and we're coming up on week number 30. Last week was week 29, so once you hit week 30, it's pretty much almost over now. We had, had a few teams with an upset. We got to do Beat Mark's picks, which I think we might have a new leader. I don't know. We will find out. But anywho, what did you guys do this weekend?
jerked off.
Well, yeah, we know you do that a lot.
He does that every Tuesday night.
He has to give himself vitamin D.
Yeah, well, every Tuesday night.
Pretty good for yourself.
Did you do anything for your weekend, Mark?
No, I mean, there was a tournament down the bowling alley this weekend.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, the Denton County. I think it was called the Denton County Open.
Yeah, isn't that the Bakers?
No, it was just a regular team, singles, doubles. I think it was called Denton County.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's the Denton County tournament.
Yeah.
That used to be in November every year. I guess they pushed it to the springtime.
Yeah. There was a guy next to us today shot a 300 game.
Oh, did he during the tournament?
In the tournament, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of 300s, we actually had two of them in our own league on the same night. We had George the Animal Martinez. He shot a 300 during game 3. But minutes before that, on 31-32, acting as a sub, we had Cody Eskurka bowl his first ever 300.
Yeah.
He bowled it on the third game as well. It took about 2 minutes after Cody shot his 12th ball. Then George ended up bowling another 300 right after that, within minutes. First time that's ever happened. And so when he did that, we got it on video. Funny thing is, we had Brian Brimmerman shoot it, and he was on the same team as Cody, so he saw the whole thing. And then after he shot his, he went down, took the same video down to George Martinez's pair of lanes, saw him shoot his 12th ball, and he also shot 300. So pretty neat.
I was wondering about that. Why didn't you record it?
Oh, I had left. My team bowled the vacant. We were done with our third game before everybody started their second. As soon as we did the mystery score, we said, nah, we're not going to stick around for a whole game. So we left. And then as soon as we leave, my phone starts blowing up. Everybody's texting me, hey, guess who shot 300? And everybody told me, and they sent the videos over, and we got them posted on our Facebook page. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat thing. Mark was there, though. Mark, why don't you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I was there, and you know what? There was nothing cheap.
Lee, he can't say it. Remember, he had dementia. Can't really remember that far.
There was nothing cheap about any of those 10-frame strikes.
Or any solid.
On either of them.
Wasn't like a Matthew Macy ball where he'd throw Brooklyn on number 12. These balls were all clean balls and solid balls. The best balls you can ask for.
Man, a lot of balls.
There were a lot of balls.
Yep. And they were behind the foul line. I will tell you that much.
Well, good. I hope so. Okay, who fouls?
Boy, Chris, if you bowl league and if you get 11 in a row and you foul on number 12, that'll be the ultimate fail of all fails.
Does it still count?
If you get a foul, you got a 290.
Sucks. Bowling's stupid. I'm glad I don't bowl anymore willingly.
Oh, I think we're going to get you bowling again. We might even get you bowling as soon as this summer.
Yeah, Mizzy duck pin.
Duck pin.
Or duck pin.
Candlestick bowling or whatever other bowling they have.
Yeah. Candlestick, yeah, or duck pin. We bowling.
We bowling. The Wii Bowling Tournament and Championships. They still have those today.
Yeah.
So we had the 300s. And so to go over what else happened, let's go over the fastest 3 minutes of bowling. First off, 21 and 22 was my team. As I said earlier, we bowled the blind. We won 40. Thank God we didn't choke. And so kudos to us, or we got a big lead in first after bowling the blind, thankfully. Next pair was the Ball Fondlers, which technically is the best team in the league. They bowled a good team. They ended up bowling team number 2, Mark's team. And Mark's team had a good night, except they lost.
So how's it a good night?
Ball Fondlers actually went back to their old way of bowling, which was really good.
Hey, so you're saying the Ball Fondlers been on a 4-game losing streak? It just takes Mark's team. It takes Mark's team to break that record, break that streak.
You're right.
Wow.
4 weeks in a row, and then they
That
buzzed.
just says something about Mark's team.
Well, it says a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was a struggle for Kyle.
It was.
So you basically state your performance on Kyle, win or lose.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
He bowled like a 450 series.
Yeah. We didn't lose by much. It should have been a kiss your sister at best.
Yeah. They ended up losing the first game by 11 pins, so they still in that first game.
So if you see Kyle shoot a 140 the first game, you already tell yourself, oh, we're going to lose this match.
I think he had a 180, then his 140 was in the second, and then a 150 in his third, so it was a rough night for Kyle. And so they ended up taking the L. Ball Founders back in the win column, 30-48, so kudos to them. Next pair was Team 11. That's Three Fingers Deep. They bowled against team number 6, which is Housequake. Housequake brought in Tracy for, I think it was his 3rd week in a row, was it? Maybe 4th. But no matter what, Three Fingers Deep was the pair that George bowled his 300. There was no way they were going to lose. And actually before that, Andre had bowled his first 9 strikes and didn't get to number 10, and he ended up with a 279. So they weren't going to lose. So it was a great bowling they did. Even though Rick didn't bowl very good, they won 32 out of 48. So kudos to them. Next pair, Team 7, Long Live Rock against Team 12, Pin High. And Long Live Rock cleaned house. Even with a missing bowler, they had TJ missing from their team, so they had to take his blind. Gilbert and Neil, I think Gilbert shot 6 and 50.
And Neil wasn't there. It was Jared.
Oh, that's right. It was Jared. So even Jared bowled in place of Neil, but Jared.
Wait. Jerry Gallegos?
The second time he's bowled, and he bowled good.
He bowled 750 in place of Neil. I think they were all 3 games were about 250.
Yeah, I could have sworn I got a text from Jared saying that I'm doing this for Chris Whitman to see it.
He did. He was really honored. He cleaned house, and he was the lone bowler that brought him the solid victory of 42 out of 48. And there wasn't a thing that Pin High could do about it. So they didn't really bowl bad, but they struggled, and they did not get very many victories. So kudos to Team 7.
So you're basically saying, Lee, I'm not there, so I'm just hearing how you're describing the teams. You're basically saying the worst team that night was Mark's team.
No. No, it was the vacancy.
It was the vacancy, yeah. It was Pin High. Pin High lost 6 out of 48. Vacancy won 8 out of 48, so it's Pin High that had the worst night. But the next pair was sisters. Chris Saunders really struggled. Gina struggled too. She only had 2 games that were above 100. So she really struggled, and that helped their family, which is their mom and dad on the other team, team number 8, which is Almost Empty Nest. Nancy herself had the first 5 strikes of the night, so you kind of knew how the night was going to go. But it was almost actually a kiss your sister. They didn't bowl really good the next 2 games, and it was 32 out of 48 for Almost Empty Nest. So kudos to them getting the victory. They hadn't had a good week in a while, but they did that night. And the last pair was team number 10, Camilla's team, which is, I'm drawing a blank. What is her team name? Here for the Beer.
Here for the beer.
So Kid, Here for the Beer Bowl, Team 4, Mustache Ride. And here it is, a 3rd week in a row, Mustache Ride with a victory. Thanks in part to Cody who bowled his 300 game first ever in the third game, taking them to victory. They won 32 out of 48. Camilla didn't have such a good night. She didn't shoot her 690 this night. So she only had like a 510 that night. So Camilla, I'm mad at you for bowling your best ever against me. But yeah, so she didn't get a chance to get it up this week. So she only won 16 out of 48. So of all the weeks that they had to do it, why couldn't they do that last week?
Right.
So national awards goes to.
But didn't you vote for them this week?
Did I? I probably did. Yeah.
I got this one. Oh, you lost.
So we'll have to find out. I think with that pair, that we'll have to find out. I think Mark was the only team that took Mustache Ride. So you and I lost.
Yeah, but I was ahead of Mark, so. Okay.
Yeah, you know, I said if Camilla showed up, I was going to take Mustache Ride.
Yeah, and she showed up. So Mark got the only victory. And I voted. No, I voted unanimous on the other picks.
No, I voted against Camilla.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, he did. Mark, you're lying.
Yeah, I did. I voted against Camilla.
Chris did he did vote against her, and I said, and she sounded really sick last week. So
no spoilers.
Right. And I was certain she was not going to show up.
Wow. Chris did it. He gave her.
Said she did show up, so Mark actually voted for her team.
No, I said if Camilla showed up, I would vote against her team. And I thought she wouldn't show up. I thought for sure she wasn't going to show up because she sounded sick.
Oh.
But yeah, we got a ton of awards. The national awards for 300 go to Cody and George. For local USBC awards, Cody with 100 pins over an average for a single game. Jared took 2 awards with a 700 series and 140 pins over a series. George took 700 series, 100 pins over game, 140 pins over series. And Andre took, for his 279, he gets a 275 game eligible award. So tons of awards, tons of great bowl and lots of strikes. Thankfully, Hawk to a Wat was the biggest winner because they made a gap even bigger between first and second. They're in first right now, my team, and that is 370 points. We're the only team that's got a 70% winning percentage, so let's keep it up. Second place, Three Fingers Deep at 314, so we're 56 points ahead of them. And the Ball Founders at 304. They're in third, and in fourth place, Long Live Rock. They're at 302. Here for the Beer dropped down actually to 301. They're in fifth. We got Balls on their tail at 283, and they're in sixth. And that's the last team that's got above 500 points or 500 percentage. The next team is in seventh place, Sisters. They're at 251. Pin High in eighth. They're at 242. Almost Empty Nest climbed up. They're at 238. Mustache Ride still not in last. They're 228. Alice Quake at 199. So they have yet to crack 200 points. But they got a shot this week. They're going against Team 3, the Vacant. So we'll see how it goes with them. And those are your points. And that was your fastest 3 minutes in bowling. So lots of big boards.
I didn't even say 3 minutes. I was like a good 10 minutes.
Well, that's because we're trying to do like certain other shows on TV that say this is the fastest 3 minutes in blank.
Oh,
Because it's probably copyright.
So I should say that before having sex with my wife.
Oh, you need a disclaimer before that.
Yeah. Yep.
See, I mean, she's probably going to need like a written disclaimer.
So I'm like, hey, baby, this is the fastest 3 minutes sex you'll ever have.
See, there you go. If you say that to her, then and you last longer, it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, it will be a surprise. All right. I'll let you know how it goes.
See, there you go. Or maybe you could say it's the fastest threesome if she's given you a threesome before.
Yeah.
No, she had
that would never happen.
Well,
that would never happen.
Never say never. You'll say the fastest threesome in bowling.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Anywho, so
maybe Christina could come over.
Christina, really? I'm surprised you picked Christina.
No, Bremerman.
Oh,
the
really?
bartender.
Oh my God! You would pick her for a threesome.
Well,
Okay,
well, she already fucked me over. The least I could do is do her.
okay, I don't know if that's going to help your stance at all. That might get you banned from the whole city of Louisville.
Yeah. I mean, last week somebody joined our episode.
Oh yeah. Let me look and see if anybody did this today.
Nobody did yet, but
Yeah, we have a suspicion it might have been Tim Dooley himself.
yeah. Mm-hmm. No, last week somebody joined us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to keep an eye out. If
Are you recording though right now? Are you recording?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you actually hit the recording button.
Well, the good news is that we're doing the live version now. I learned how to do it when we did our poker podcast.
Yeah.
And the live version, though, we can have an audience. And people can log in and log out and stuff.
Yeah. So we did it last week and somebody logged in.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and it was a guy in a suit. Looked awful close to Tim Dooley.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we had to keep a little.
Seriously, it was halfway through the episode. So
yeah, if we get another Tim Dooley lookalike, we'll have to say, "Hey, Tim, we see you. Talk to us, buddy."
Yeah, like his doppelganger.
well, I'm serious. I was going to call the person out, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't even see it until Mark pointed it out.
Yeah, I saw it. Mm-hmm.
If we get another guest, we'll have him talk. Anywho, while we're on the subject, any updates, Chris? This will be the Banned Saga Part 12.
Sadly, nothing. I've been so busy with my kids' baseball and softball and just my new site at work that I haven't really done anything to pursue it. But it's still in my mind. It's still on the list. I will pursue it. So, but keep it pending for sure.
Yes.
We will progress it soon. Very soon. I'm thinking I'll start progressing when I'm in my new house. So on May 1st, I'll start progressing on it.
There you go.
What year is that?
2025, May 1st.
Okay.
Yep, he's actually moving in. He's moving out of his house, what, April 30th?
Yep, April 30th.
What are you guys going to do for that night?
Break in the house, have sex everywhere in the house.
You going to stay with your dad?
No, we're going to be done. We'll be moving in one day.
Oh, okay. So you're not out of your old place on the 30th and then can't wait till the 1st. So you're actually able to just move the stuff on the same day?
Yeah.
Oh.
We can actually move it now, but we're painting the house and we're getting it all fixed up.
Oh, so you already had the section of the room and now you got to paint it.
Not yet. We haven't done that yet. We're going to have sex with the paint.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how you guys roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, I think it might just be easier if you change your name to get back in the game.
So you're saying if I legally change my name within the state, I can be, because they only banned Chris Woodmansey, right?
Right. Yeah.
They didn't ban
Chris
John.
Garcia.
John. Okay.
You might have
I can never.
You'd already wore the skirt and the wig once, so maybe Christina Garcia would be a person you'd want to change. Of course, then you'd have the same name as the person who got your banned. No updates on the Banned Saga, but I do have a correction that I've got to personally make from something I said last week about Amber Hood. She had done the score sheet from last week, and I had requested that our score sheet be made. The problem was that I thought it was Amber's fault that didn't happen, but it wasn't. She actually was out of town that week. It turns out that upper management had created that sheet. So I'm not exactly for sure who actually made it, but it was not Amber Hood. So I apologize. Amber, who's done a really good job this season about making sure that we have our own standing sheet and score sheets and everything ready. The 1 week that she's not there, of course, everything goes to chaos. But it was not her fault. She did a good job. So thank you, Amber, for pointing that out. And we look forward to having you for the rest of the season, making sure that the sheets are all in good working order.
Also, a good job for getting me banned.
For what?
Getting me banned.
Not Amber. Amber Hood didn't do that.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was talking about other Amber.
Oh, no. Amber Fleming, who's the general manager, she was the one that requested that letter be set up by Tim Dooley. We're not talking about Amber Fleming. We're talking about Amber Hood. Amber Fleming, it would be really nice if she reached out to us and, I don't know, maybe gave us any insight. Because we would like really now at this point to get our hands on that incident report so that we could know what was said and the steps that got him banned. Because that really at this point is the only proof, or at least what was said in proof that got him banned. So Amber Fleming, I guess I should say, since there's two Ambers, we would really like your help on this because, again, it's one of your bowlers that really has been hurt on this because there was a second incident where that bowler got off scot clean, where there was even a witness, Mr. Don Hood, who went ahead and witnessed what happened, told his wife, Kim, and Kim even called us and said it was her husband that witnessed that second incident. For some reason, that bowler gets off scot clean and Chris gets banned the night of the incident. So we would really like it that if somebody from a part of management, whether it be Amber herself or Tim Dooley, come forward and say, here's the incident report. You see for yourself exactly what happened. And then that way we know why it happened, because we'll find out in the incident report exactly what was said.
Yeah, Chris, this never happened to you before, did it? Were you ever warned before or anything?
Oh, people say that, and what is considered being warned?
Like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funny how, like, when we had Camilla on a few episodes ago, and she was saying that they were implying that this happened before or something, and I was like, what does that all mean?
I think what they said was that there was a second incident, which I doubt that first incident was even anywhere remotely close to the second incident, the second supposed incident.
No, they made it sound like this happened, like, involved.
Before. Well, you're not wrong. It's just like so at the beginning of the season, I don't remember if it was the beginning of the season or not. I just remember Kim Hood brought to me, say, hey, Chris, come here, come to my office. I'm like, yeah, what's up? I'm nonchalant, knowing that in my head I did nothing wrong. So, hey, it brought to my attention that a person named Chris is talking to the workers here badly. I was like, I look at me like, me? Like, no, not me. It can't be me. So I thought it got to be another Chris. So it can't be Chris Saunders, CJ. His name is Chris. I mean, it can't be me because I didn't say nothing wrong. So he's like, well, it was around, you were around CJ and George and Chris Saunders at the time. I was like, well, it might be one of them. I didn't say nothing like that. He said, well, can you just keep a good eye on, tell them, please watch what they're saying to the workers? I'm like, of course I can. That was, I thought, I mean, if that was considered a talking to, then yes, I got talked to. But if that was considered, hey, help me out, investigate, get to the bottom of this, then that's how I took it. So you tell me, Mark.
So that was a Friday night too.
Yeah, it was Friday night.
Yeah. Friday night.
Yeah, it was Friday night.
And here's the weird thing: was the worker, when they were talking about a worker, did they imply like Christina?
Nope, they just said one of the workers.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. My last thought couldn't be Christina because I know her. But now again, maybe it was Christina, but I didn't say nothing to her, and I'm like, Christina and her are friends. Like me, and her, she would never backstab me, never. Like, why would she do that?
Yeah, she went to your wedding, didn't she? Didn't she go to your wedding? Her and Brian.
Yeah, you were at my wedding. Yes.
Yeah, I was. There were so many people there. There was actually like 200 people plus. I don't remember seeing them there, but that's not to mean that they didn't go.
But they did. Yeah. But Brian and Christina were both there at my wedding. So we have pictures with them.
And so, from what you're saying, it sounds like that there might not even have been another incident. They pulled you aside and said one of the workers there said somebody named Chris had badmouthed them. And
yes, correct.
Okay.
But they say I got talking to. Is that considered talking to? If she said help me out and get to tell them, hey, stop it, is that considered talking to, or is it, hey, help me figure this out?
Well, from what they're saying that there was a second incident. So I don't know about a talking to, but they're saying a second incident, that this is not the first time.
Yeah, no, they're talking about that. They're talking about that time I'm telling you about.
Right.
That talking to, but but I didn't. That wasn't talking to. That was like it wasn't like, hey Chris, we were told that you said this blah 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 to this person. This is your warning. If you do it again, you'll be banned or leaving the league.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's the talking.
That's the talking to.
That's like,
Not like that's the talking to. But they didn't talk to me like that. They said, hey Chris, you were around this people. We don't know who said it, but if we can't help me, please just like let me know if like just talk to them about not saying that around workers or to the workers. That's exactly what happened.
Again, it just sounds like the whole thing has been mismanaged. And again, if it was my league, it would not be handled like this at all. And I'm just very sad that you're having to go through this. It would be nice if we would get more on their side of the story, because it seems like all they wanted to do is just ban you and wipe their hands of you.
I love you, Bubba. But yeah, you're right. And I mean, like I said, May 1st, when we get to the new house, I will start pursuing actions on them. And maybe, I know it's off subject, but maybe Andy's onto something. I know she was drunk, but maybe she's
Andy Ticknor, who's our fellow friend and poker player, also sort of a legal expert. She's been to college for legal degrees. She fills out contracts a lot. Her job has a lot to do with it. And she put a lot in perspective on, because we had told her that night this past Thursday. And she gave us a lot of ideas and a lot of stuff to think about. Even the fact that you never signed anything.
Yeah, I never signed anything.
Technically, when you're you're supposed to sign. That never happens.
Nope.
So, I mean, technically, can they bar you from a place without being served any true papers and a signature? Now, a lot of people are saying that you can be banned, like at a restaurant, if you
refuse service. You can get refuse services.
Right.
But if that's not considered a restaurant, that's considered a entertainment.
Well, they'll say it's a food and beverage establishment, and that they can technically ban you from, unlike a restraining order or whatnot. And again, it'd be nice to have somebody that's more legally inclined to step forward. But Andy, thank you for giving us those ideas. We appreciate your input on that.
Yes, very much.
I think what I would like to formally request is for management to get in touch with us and have a copy of the incident report emailed to us. Because at this point, again, we're still trying to get what's right done.
Well, why doesn't a league officer on Friday request that? I mean, it's a Friday league. I mean, Lee, if it was your league, wouldn't you request an incident report?
Oh, most definitely.
Why doesn't an officer of Friday Night League, request the incident report?
Well, maybe we'll have to take that next step.
Well, either the treasurer, the vice president, or the president.
So you're saying Ron?
Well, Ron, I believe Ron Reynolds was a vice president, right?
Yeah, he's still an officer.
Yeah, he is. I'm not lying. He's still an officer. I don't know why an officer of that league doesn't reach out and say, hey, a bowler in our league was banned and we'd like an incident report. I mean, I don't see why they shouldn't request one and why they.
Point. That's an excellent point. We'll have to dig a little deeper on that. If they refuse to come forward, it would be nice if they just came forward automatically, but if we have to force the hand and request the report, then we'll have to do that.
Chris, reach out to one of those league officers.
Yeah, I'll reach out. I mean, the only person I know is Ron. But, I mean, then again, I won't put Ron in that predicament.
We'll talk to Ron.
Tell me.
Me and Mark talked to Ron on Tuesday, and we'll find out and see if he's willing to do that. But even if not, it would be nice if somebody from that side would come forward and say, yes, here's the incident report. Just like in a true legal battle, the lawyers share information with each other. They work together to try to come up with the fairest outcome for every party that's involved. And so that's kind of what we would like as well. We feel that Chris is being treated very unfairly, especially if there was a second incident that happened on the Friday Night League with another bowler who has seemed to have been cleared of even having his name put out there, his or her name put out there, or any other person involved. That's not fair in my book. If Chris gets banned that night, but the other person gets off scot-free and they have a witness that overheard it, then it would be nice if Chris got the same treatment.
Yeah, and I think though the reason that didn't happen is he didn't get that person didn't get turned into Amber.
Yeah, that worker didn't turn into Amber, the manager.
Right.
Exactly. That forces Amber Hand to report it to her.
Right. Something without a doubt was said, but that employee didn't press the issue with Amber, who then moved it to the district manager.
Right.
That's the unfortunate thing. But look at I don't think
by management.
I don't think you putting Ron out. I mean, if he's an officer of the league, he should ask for that report, or at least tell his secretary or treasurer or whoever it is, hey, let's get a copy of that report, or tell the president of the league.
I mean, he's on your team, Art, and he's also, I mean, I consider him a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I mean,
well, we can talk to him on your behalf, and I don't mind asking. Like you said, if he's uncomfortable with it, we won't force him or anything.
I've talked to him about it, and I think he's certainly in agreement that it wasn't handled the best way it should have been handled. And he thinks that and I don't want to speak for him, but in talking with him, I think he feels the punishment is way severe than what it should have been, if things transpired the way people say they did. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to get a copy of the report. And I think the league officers have every right to ask for a copy of the report. It's somebody in their league.
Very true. Very, very true. I think, if it happened in our league, I think, we would be inclined to do the same. If they're going to these extreme measures to ban somebody, I mean, he was kicked out of the league that night, as far as what we've also heard from league officers. He was banned within a few days from the bowling center from all Lucky Strikes. They even pulled him aside when he came in Friday, which was 1 week later, and said, didn't you receive this letter in the mail? So we all know mail is not overnight. It takes 2 or 3 days. So they got that letter within a few days of that Friday and then mailed it to him and expected him to have it. So we know that the letter and the ban, that the decision was made within a few days. It's just sad that they don't pursue to try to find out what truly happened more than, or it's just sad that they don't pursue it as aggressively as they pursued the banning. That's what I'll say.
No, 100%. Exactly.
But yeah, again, if somebody comes forward and says, here's the incident report, give us an email address, we'll email it to you, and then that's it. And then we can find out what is on that report. Because when we got the letter and it said that she feels threatened, there's something in that report that we don't know about. And it would be nice to get it. So I think that would be the next step. Hopefully we can put all this behind us. Hopefully Tim Dooley will say, you know what, you're right. This has been mismanaged. Let me clear it up here. Chris is banned from AMF because that's where Christina works, but he is allowed on Lucky Strike for every other center. That would be something that we would agree to. Or if even just saying Christina is only working Fridays or whatever the days, he's not allowed on the same premises or within 100 feet of her, or just anything but a permanent banning of all Lucky Strike is completely unfair, especially with how it's been handled and mismanaged. And please, somebody come forward and help us out. Give us a break. What are your bowlers? Do you want to keep bowlers there? Because I know our league is definitely unhappy, and we're right now at least 70% of the league of our league on Tuesday night, which we only got 33 bowlers, but hey, it's still a league. Would you want to have it over your heads that the whole league leaves because of a stupid circumstance like this? I know I wouldn't want to have it over my head if I'm a general manager and 70% of the league is unhappy with what happened. And they are all talking about moving the league. And actually, to be honest with you, they were talking about moving the league even before this incident because of how we've been treated. So
yeah, for the whole 9 o'clock and 9:30 starting time,
and even other incidents that have occurred. So please, somebody come forward, do what's right, be customer service oriented, and tell your fellow bowlers, we're all unhappy. How can we make you guys happy? And let's all have a meeting together. Let's all do something. Let's all talk it over. Give us the incident report so that way we're all on the same page. and let's get this all behind us.
Yeah, I mean, Craig, even Whataburger's lost business on Tuesday night.
They have. They really have. That was Chris's celebratory triple meat Whataburger sandwich. Yeah.
It truly was. Even Camille told me, I think she told me, last Tuesday, she missed going to get Whataburger with me.
Oh, well, hopefully we'll get back at it soon.
You know what, Lee?
Yeah.
What I thought about? I was in the shower, taking a shower.
You thought about me in the shower? Oh, my God.
It was Friday night, and I thought about what Andy was saying, and what she said. I'm like, man, I remember telling you when I got married that I was so excited to be able to bowl with my wife on JBTOs.
Oh, man.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I told you and Jennifer?
Yep. Yeah, I remember. You were excited, but she wasn't. She was thinking, oh, my God, I got to take Woodmansey as a last name. But no, I do remember that. And it's, man, that really sucks. Fuck. Now that you mention it, damn. That really hits home.
I know. I thought about it on Friday. I was in the shower. And I was just like, shit. So I just yeah. Maybe I'm just getting low moments here and there.
Yeah, and you were one of the, when you first got into bowling, I was one of the first people you came up to and joined our league. It is really, really unfortunate that it happened in the way that it's happened. But we do know this for a fact, that our podcast is getting listened to by that side.
Yeah.
And this is a public podcast. We don't hide anything from anybody. The only episodes that we ever hid was from a personal bowler in our league had pulled me aside and said, hey, can we put these episodes out? It involves my family, and we don't want anybody talking about it. I said, no problem. And they're still off. And again, I would love for something like that on that side to tell them, you know what, we've heard you on the podcast. We've heard Chris's history in the podcast and in the league and in the bowling alley. He's worked there. He's bowled there.
I worked there 3 times.
He's got countless friends there.
That could have been the problem then. You were a lousy employee.
That could be.
I was a great employee.
It would just be nice if they worked as hard at trying to get this resolved, at getting it resolved, than they were at pursuing your banning. So let's just hope. But anywho, let's go right into Beat Mark's picks.
Okay. Here we go with another episode of Beat Mark's Picks. We do have a new leader in the house. Oh, there is a new leader.
Don't say it.
Yep. It's the band Chris Woodmansey.
Yeah, boy.
He's not even in a bowling alley, and he's winning.
Yeah, the guy who's banned. He might have to be banned off this Beat Mark's Picks. So.
On what cause?
Yeah, well, we'll come up with something.
Yeah, we'll hide an incident report from you.
Yeah. He went last week. He was the leader, 4 wins, 2 losses.
Suck it.
That leaves him with 53 wins, 23 losses, and that is 1 ahead of you, Lee, who went 3-3 for the week, and myself 3-3 for the week. So
I blame Cody Eskerka for bowling at 300.
yeah, I am 3 back. Lee, you are 1 back.
Wow.
So Chris is the leader.
Wow.
Man,
It took him. It took for him to pick against his wife.
No, it takes him to get banned from the league before he can also.
what do you mean? I won last year.
So it was all a setup.
Yeah.
It was all a setup.
I won last year.
I can't believe it.
I don't know if you won last year.
I didn't. I won the first half, and then Lee won the second half.
See, we don't count the first halves.
Okay. Yeah.
I won the grand championship.
We don't. That's warm up. Yeah, that's warm up.
But so it takes him picking against his wife, who coincidentally bowled bad that night. She bowls near 700 the week before, but then barely breaks 500 the week after. I wonder if that's a coincidence.
Yeah, I could have seen that coming though. She definitely sounded sick the week before.
Well, Chris did saw her coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave her the vitamin D.
That's what it was. They cursed her. It gave her the vitamin D, and she couldn't bowl. She was bow-legged.
Yep.
So 21-22, Team 2, which is we got balls against Mustache Ride. What's the spread?
18 pins. Chris, who do you think? Mustache Ride gets 18 pins.
First, we got balls.
Then they're on a 3 winning streak.
I mean, who is Cody going to sub again?
He's going to sub again, yeah.
He is?
He is. He's expected to sub again.
I got
my 300 game. You ought to be feeling really good.
I got Mustache Ride.
Lee, who do you got, Lee?
Fuck. Kyle cannot have a bad week 2 weeks in a row. I'm going with your guys, Mark.
Yeah, I like our chances here. I really do. 18 is not a lot.
I do too. All right. I hope you don't put us in a bigger hole, Mark.
No.
All right. Next pair, my team, Hawk Chua Wap, which we all know what that means, against Team Sisters. They had a bad week last week, and we didn't have a great week, but here we are. What's the spread?
64 pins.
64. My God. I got to pick my team only because we're still in first.
I got Lee's here.
Okay, I'm taking Sisters.
Oh, that could help or hurt, Mark. We'll see.
Yeah.
This is why Mark never won his thing.
Yeah. Win all the time.
He's had a bad couple of years. Like last season, the first half, I think he was in third place then too. You may be right.
The only season he won was the very first season when we did beat Mark's picks.
Wasn't it like the first 2 seasons? Like you think now.
The only losing season I had was last year.
Yeah. But it could be 2 years in a row. You better come out of that.
Yeah.
All right, next pair, Team 10, here for the beer. Camilla's team, you better make a comeback, Camilla. Against Team 12, pin high. What's the spread?
121 pins.
Okay, I'm going with Camilla's team. She can't have vitamin D poison 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I got Camilla's team.
Okay, I'm taking pin high.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So basically saying Mark will never be in the league.
I don't know. He could be in the lead next week because he's picking opposite of all of us, it looks like.
No, but he could, but he won't. He could, but he won't.
Well, all right, we'll find out. But next pair, Team 11, 3 fingers deep against Team 8, almost empty nest, coming off a good week. What's the spread?
201 pins.
Holy fuck. That's the higher. That's the highest average on the pair.
Wait, who is it?
201. It's going to almost empty nest.
Yeah, 3 fingers deep. That's George, Andre, and Rick Connor.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their averages. Only Andre has a higher average than 201. So the 201 is basically the highest average on almost on the pair.
So how much is the pin? 211 pins?
201.
201.
201 pins?
Almost something that's getting that. Then they're pulled out a good week where they won.
I go last.
You fucker. No, you go first. You're in first. That was out.
No, I go last. I already said it.
All right. One pair. The rest you go first. I'm going with 3 fingers deep. They're in second.
I'm taking almost empty nest.
Wow, he's doing it. Every opposite pick. I can't believe it.
Empty nester.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
I was going to pick almost empty nest. It's Mark picked 3.
Go ahead and pick him.
I got almost empty nest, but since he didn't go that route.
No, you got him. Let's find it.
What lane are they on?
27-28.
Yeah. Man, Lord have mercy. This is a hard one. This is a freaking hard one.
He said,
yeah, I'm just gonna play it safe. 3 fingers deep.
Yeah, George is coming off that 300. Hard to pick against him. All right, next pair, 29-30. Team 9, the best team in the league, the Ball Fondlers, against Team 7, a very tough team. Long live Rock. That's Neil's team. We'll see if Neil comes back, or will it be Jared, who bowled 750 last week? It'll be team 3rd place against team 4th place, so kind of a mini position round. What's the spread, Mark?
Okay, I can tell you Gil's not going to be there, so it's going to be Jared.
Wow.
129 pins with Jared there.
Wow. Wow. All right, Chris, you're first.
Who are they going against?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Long Live Rock against the Ball Farmers.
Long Live Rock. Who is it? That's Neil team.
Yeah. Long Live
There's a Ball Farmers. Yeah. That's Neil team versus Ball Farmers. And what's the pins again?
129.
Oh my gosh. Shit. And Jobert won't be there, but Neil and TJ.
and Jared.
Yeah. So Jared, which is good. Yeah, I got I got Jared Galloso's team.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with Jared as well.
Okay, I'm taking the Bond. All fondly.
Oh my god.
That's every friggin' pick.
Wow, you
He's got ball to steal.
So when I go 5-1, he goes 1-5.
He's going to either be ahead or he's going to have the biggest gap ever. We'll see.
Yes.
All right, here we go. 31-32, last pair. Vacant team against Housequake, the last place team. And
On
I believe, yes, and I believe Ensline is due to make a comeback. I don't think, though, that he will be fresh. He will be rusty, and he, I think, is coming off of surgery of some kind. But he'll let us know. If not, it'll be Tracy again. We don't need to know the spread because it's all minus 10 pins of their average. Can they beat the blind? Instead of waiting for Chris, I'm just going to make my pick. I'm going with they will beat the blind. I'm picking Housequake.
Yeah, I got Housequake.
Yeah, same with me.
Oh, the one time he didn't get an opposite. That's all for sure.
So when I go 4-2, he goes 2-4.
It's very possible. I don't think maybe but one team you guys picked together. I think it was
one team. That's it. We have one the same. That's it.
I think it was
This one right here. No, the one we got the same as the vacancy.
oh, just the one. Oh, wow.
When I go 5-1, he goes 1-5.
Yeah, that's how it'll work.
Yeah, that's what it'll be.
Or so he'll either be in the lead or he'll be very, very behind.
And Lee, you only got one different from Chris,
So we'll be tied.
and I got 5 different.
So you'll be ahead of both of us.
Yep.
Wow. Well, it's a gutsy move.
Yeah.
Got to give you props. That's what Bostonites do. They take chances. That's right.
Yeah, it's all for that water. It's all for that water.
It's off on the water. All right. Okay. So real quick, Bowler of the Week. We can't pass that up. It would have normally been Jared had he had enough games in, but since he's only a sub, it was George Martinez with 174. Damn you, George. You knocked me out of the top spot for Bowler of the Year. I had 170 over my average back when I bowled a 695, which is kind of embarrassing. But he bowled 672. He's 174. He is now in the lead for Bowler of the Year to have most over average. Kudos has to go to Cody as well, also bowling his first 300. He was 135 over his average. And then the other guy, props to Andre, shot 279. He was 119 over his average. So this is definitely one of the best weeks we've ever had in JB Trio history. So kudos to all three of you guys. Not so much for the ladies. Camilla, of course, was bowler of the week, 27 over her average, even though she didn't bowl anywhere near what she bowled the week before against me, of course. And so she takes bowler of the week. Anna Marie Davis in second, 24 over her average, and Nancy Davis, 17. So pretty good for the ladies. They made all 3 spots over their average. High average still under Ron Reynolds at 211. Right behind him, Jose at 208. Neil at 204. Camilla still leading the ladies almost at 180 again. She's at 178. Nancy Davis, 138. And Tina Saunders at 127. Down from her average from last year, but still in third this year. Brandon Jolly just makes his most improved go up even higher. He's at 33 over his average from when he started. And for the ladies, Tina Clay, 10 over her average when she started. MVP, whoever wins the most individual points, Chris Saunders still at 144 in the lead, but reclaiming the top 3 spot, Andre Odorico won all of his points. He's at 141, right on Chris's tail. Kyle Howell still in the mix in third place at 138 points. Camilla still dominating the ladies. She's at 130 points. And Anna Marie Davis, 111. Tina Clay, 104. But it looks like Camilla's going to definitely take MVP for the ladies. So before we finish, though, just like to again say thank you, Amber, for clearing that up. Amber Hood, that is, making us aware that you did not fill out the sheet last week, and you've done a good job so far filling out our sheets and being on top of our paperwork. So thanks again. And again, upper management from AMF. I know this was a fiery podcast. Again, we just want to make what's right, and we want to get our boy back into bowling. As you heard, he loves the league. He loves the bowling alley. He loves bowling. Let's get that incident report. Let's find out what truly happened, or at least what was filled out in the report. And let's try to get our boy back into bowling.
We should have Chris come back at least like to start as like a water boy for the league.
Yeah, let me build back up.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Hey, water boy.
He can get the drinks.
Yes, I love that. A server. He can be a server.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and listening to our podcast and us rambling on as we always do about bowling. And then me, that I am banned status. So thank you for tuning in and hearing us ramble on. I miss you all, JB Trio Bowlers. I can't say much about how much I miss y'all in bowling, just the fact that it's gone and it breaks my heart. But stay tuned until May 1st. I'm pursuing actions on them. Until then, just keep on listening in for more updates. If you do not come back, you will be like Lee, missing 2 300s.
Perfect. We'll see you, Mark, on Tuesday, and Chris will see you. I'll talk to you tomorrow about our poker podcast.
Yeah, I'll see you Thursday.